Hello, my name is Mike Duffy, and I am your Fine Arts Librarian. This video is to introduce you to online resources to help you find music for solo keyboard by composers from underrepresented backgrounds. To begin, we will start on the library guide for finding music by composers from underrepresented groups. To find this guide, go to libguides.wmich.edu/composer diversity. Here you will find a brief explanation of what I mean by composers from underrepresented groups. The last sentence sums up the explanation. BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, People of Color, Women, and LGBTQ+ composers are traditionally underrepresented in the repertory that is studied and performed in academic institutions. To identify composers you could study and perform, click on the second tab on the left side of the page. How do I find composers from underrepresented groups? The resource I have recommended in the past, and likely will recommend in the future, Institute for Composer Diversity, had two publicly searchable databases, the Composer Diversity Database and the Works Diversity Database. These are currently down for maintenance. In the meantime, you can search the Composers of Color database by Rob Deemer, the director of the Institute for Composer Diversity. This resource is not as easily searchable as the Composer Diversity database, but it is a starting point. You can find the composers' names listed on the left side of the page, and you should be able to search these by using your web browser's find function, if you know the name of a composer to look for. I'm going to search for Price. And here I find a listing for Florence Beatrice Price. If you click on any of the linked names, you will be taken to either the composer's website, if there is one, or a Wikipedia page on the composer. From websites or Wikipedia pages, you may be able to find lists of works which indicate if the composer wrote works for solo keyboard, or other instruments or combinations you may be interested in. You can also find from this spreadsheet whether each composer is living or deceased, whether each composer identifies as male, female, or non-binary, the types or ensembles or genres the composer is known for, the demographic category the composer identifies as, and the composer's location. I encourage you to check back on the website for the Institute for Composer Diversity in a few weeks to see if it has been updated. You can also explore the website Music Theory Examples by Women for Composers arranged by historical period, This site is also useful for finding examples that can be used to teach many different theoretical concepts. You can also search some of the electronic library reference books listed on this page for biographical information about composers from underrepresented backgrounds. For example, I will show you Women Composers and Songwriters, a concise biographical dictionary. Click on PDF Full Text. You can scroll through the pages arranged in alphabetical order, or you can link to a specific letter of the alphabet from the table of contents on the left side of the page. For each composer, you will find a brief biographical statement. Once you have identified composers that you are interested in, it is time to search for works that you can get. Click on the third tab on the left side of the page in the library guide. How do I find music by composers from underrepresented groups? Here you will find a list of places you can search for music. Library search is best for finding music in our library collection at WMU. To find works that you may be able to borrow from other libraries, you could search Melcat, which will allow you to search for library holdings in other libraries in Michigan. WorldCat will search for holdings in thousands of libraries across the world. Additionally, IMSLP, or the International Music Score Library Project, contains many scores available in the public domain, which can be a good resource for music published more than 95 years ago. If you want to try to purchase music to play, there are links to 3 music dealers here, and you can, of course, search for more music dealers. Additionally, some living composers sell music from their websites. Please let me know if you have any questions about identifying composers from underrepresented backgrounds, or how to locate and obtain copies of their musical works. Thank you for watching.